Hello, folks. Welcome back. Large language models are very powerful, but integrating them into your product is not just a plug and play scenario. I've seen most companies throw GPT or other AI models into their stack, expecting magic, only to end up with confused users, unreliable responses, and in some cases, even skyrocketing costs. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 mistakes that I've personally seen in real-world LLM projects, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. I understand that AI is the trending word now, and most people are falling into this trap where they are just using AI for the sake of using AI. We are talking about using an LLM without a clear and defined use case. Just because GPT-4 or whatever model can generate text responses doesn't mean that it should be part of your product. If you don't start with a real user problem, one that genuinely benefits from natural language capabilities, you're likely just adding complexity or in the name of innovation and keeping up with the trends. The first mistake is using an LLM without a clear and defined use case, which reminds me of Maslow's theory, the law of the instrument, which says if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Because what's happening now is AI is the hammer, and for every problem, you're just thinking of ways in which that problem can be solved using AI. The second mistake is poor prompting strategy. I've seen instances where the system prompt is just being treated like a throwaway string. There's no versioning, there's no testing. In reality, your system prompt is like a manual for the LLM. It defines the tone, the behavior, and even the context. If you want consistent behavior, you have to treat prompting like software, and when possible, make it configurable so non-engineers can tune it without redeploying code. The third mistake is overloading the context window. We are in a period where we have models with like a 2 million context window. As developers or product owners, we are just tempted to stuff everything into the context window, even the unnecessary details, throw everything at the model. This one is subtle but deadly. The temptation is understandable. The context window is large, so why not use it? And from experience, the longer the context window, you could end up with a situation where the latency increases, costs spike, and worse, irrelevant information can even confuse the model. The better approach, use techniques like embeddings so that you retrieve only relevant information or documents. Mistake number 4 is assuming that the model will always work. We are talking about no fallbacks or guardrails. Spoiler alert, if your product doesn't have any guardrails, no way to catch these edge cases, then your users are the ones who suffer. So what's the solution for this one? Always add fallbacks. That might mean retrying a request, escalating to a human whenever possible, and a proper error handling strategy. And if the stakes are high, like financial advice or medical data, always include validation layers rather than assuming that the model is always going to work. The fifth mistake, which is deadly, is not paying attention to token usage and model cost. This catches people off guard because a small feature in a high traffic application can rack up thousands of dollars quickly if you're not careful. This also feeds back to issues we've previously highlighted, things like long system prompts, unnecessary context. So track token usage early, use lower cost models when possible. You don't need GPT-4 or the latest model, like the smartest model for everything. We find that for most businesses, the reasoning or the logic is pretty straightforward to the extent that even an old model like GPT 3.5 would still do wonders, but we have a tendency of always wanting to use the latest model. Also consider prompt compression and response limits. This brings us to the sixth mistake, and This is a critical one. Flying blind with no metrics or user feedback. Integrate an AI model, deploy, and then just assume it's working. If you're not collecting data on how the LLM is performing, you have no way to improve it. What gets measured gets improved. Are users even happy with the results? Are certain prompts failing more than others? Are responses too long, too slow, or irrelevant? You don't need anything fancy to start. Even a simple thumbs up or thumbs down or tagging incorrect responses gives you a signal to iterate on. And we also have AI observability tools like Datadog, Langfuse, to name a few, that gives you an insight on the token count, the AI responses, so that you get to measure how the AI is responding and get areas to improve on. And finally, the seventh mistake, relying 100% on the AI with no human backup. It's tempting to automate everything. In the business sense, it's innovation, right? But there are use cases where that's just not safe or ethical. Customer support, legal advice, healthcare recommendations, in as much as we might want to think that AI is smarter, but design your system with human in the loop workflows, especially in sensitive scenarios. You build trust, reduce risk, and still enjoy the efficiency gains that LLMs offer. Thanks for watching. If this saved you from even one large language model integration mistake, give it a like and subscribe. And if you've made your own LLM integration mistakes, drop it in the comments. Let's all learn from each other. Catch you in the next one.